Hello there, Kyle Katarn here, and it is Wednesday, my droids. Let's read some Star Wars comics. Welcome back to Comics with Katarn, equal parts dramatic reading and reaction to the new Star Wars comics of the week, of which we are reading Star Wars Legacy of Vader, issue number 2, Treachery on Tatooine. I've been very much enjoying this. I feel like we're off to a good start with the first issue, and the fact that Charles Soule's doing the writing, we're in good hands, right? As for Kylo here, he wants so desperately to be Darth Vader, and I think it's a good motivation. But the more I think about it, it's so sad. You know, I do feel for the guy. To a point, though, right? Because I mean, this is the guy that killed Han Solo, and that will never fully go away. But the more time goes by, I empathize more with Ben Solo, and I think I understand him more. Yeah, he's probably the most compelling part of the sequel trilogy to me, Kylo Ren for sure. Hello there, Digi. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, these comics have been a hoot to read, and just as a side note, if you're watching this for the first time, I have not read this before. I have no idea what's going to come on the next page, let alone the next sentence as I'm sight reading this. So, bear with me. This is some killer artwork, by the way. I'm really enjoying this. Something about his like just little control boxes on his belt are really popping here. And the lightning coming through too, just like bisecting the image and then crackling at the bottom, showing Palpatine's influence, you know, on both of these people. Alright, let's do it. Even after killing Snoke and taking the mantle of Supreme Leader, Kylo Ren still struggles with forging his own path in the shadow of his family's legacy. His quest to kill the past took Kylo to Fortress Vader on the planet Mustafar, where he was met with guardians defending the Dark Lord's former home. Once he made it inside, he was greeted by a mysterious figure from Vader's past, one who promises to show Kylo a way forward. Star Wars Legacy of Vader. Issue number 2, The Reign of Kylo Ren, Part 2. Written by Charles Soule, art by Luke Ross, colors by Nolan Woodard, letters by VC's Joe Carameda, cover art by Derek Chu. Let's do this. Tatooine. Why are we here, Vani? This is a nowhere planet. Not to Lord Vader, my prince, and therefore not to you. Here we are on Tatooine. And one of the only things we really knew about this comic before we went into it is that it was kind of became a meme that Watto is going to die, that we're going to learn that Vader returned to this planet and killed Watto. So here we are on Tatooine. I'm expecting that to drop in this issue. I guess we'll find out. This is a nowhere planet. Not to Lord Vader, my prince, and therefore not to you. I'm scanning, initiating Gonk Droid scan. My scopes are negative. Continuing. Not to you. Doubtful. Both my grandfather and my uncle left this backwater as soon as they could. Tatooine is a remote planet. That is true. But to suggest that it did not matter to Anakin Skywalker is incorrect. It is where he first met the woman who would become his wife. It is where he was recruited into the Jedi Order. It is where he lost his mother. It is where he took the pain of that loss and first used it to access the dark side of the Force, where he felt its true power. All of this is true. Darth Vader was not forged solely in the fires of Mustafar. The scorched sands of Tatooine played their role as well. Your grandfather was an inferno. His past was the fuel. I mean, Mustafar was just like the final step. It was the last nail in the coffin, but... And we see it in the prequels. Every, like, experience that happens shapes him, you know, from being 9 years old right up until the moment with the duel. Yeah, I know, right? Absolute Han Solo-esque outfit. You are your father's son as much as you hate to admit it.
Do not dismiss this place, Kylo Ren. Tatooine is important. Without this backwater, you would not exist.
How do you know these things?
Because Emperor Palpatine did.
He did? Oh, well, duh, of course, he was his confidant.
Vader told him many things, confided in him. Palpatine used those intimacies to shape your grandfather into the weapon he was meant to be.
And then he used him, too.
Well, yes, but in such a wonderful way. May we all be so lucky.
Ugh, he looks really lucky, doesn't he?
In any case, after the deaths of Palpatine and Lord Vader, I used your grandfather's security codes to access the Emperor's files. He kept meticulous records. I believe it was a key to his success. I learned much about Vader's life. My eyes were opened to the beauty of his path, his struggle.
So Palpatine kept meticulous files on, like, every detail of Vader's life. I mean, in The Phantom Menace, he's like, we will watch your career with great interest. He was being so literal. He immediately went home and started writing notes, I'm sure of it.
And now I will share those stories with you, so you too might find your way. His path can be yours. Come, my prince. There is much to see.
I like how he's, like, doubling over and like, gesturing with these ridiculous robot arms on his ridiculous robot body, but still has just, like, this deferential posture to Kylo, you know, the prince. Like, I wonder how much hydraulic strength he really has in those cybernetic limbs. Like, he could probably squash him like a bug, you know, force powers notwithstanding. What is this place?
The Grand Arena of Mos Espa.
Wait, what? Yo! I saw the Bunta Classic here back in '99.
The site of one of your grandfather's earliest triumphs. Your grandfather was great from the day he was born. Even as a child, his power was apparent.
Oh, look. Can I zoom in? Is it gonna let me do that? We got Jawas. We got little looky-loos. We got a Jawa over here. And we got a Jawa over here. I love that. They're just like waiting for the spectators to be gone so they can get in there and start scrapping the place. Resizing this thing is kind of a bantha. There we go.
Even as a child, his power was apparent. According to my research, only one human has ever won the Bunta Classic. Anakin Skywalker. He did this without training. He was just 9 years old and still a slave.
It was rad. It was absolutely rad. Interesting. He's tapping Anakin's name. It's interesting. Anakin Skywalker. His name is so much longer than all the other names that are listed here. I wonder if, like, he's the only human. He's also the only one with, like, a surname. Maybe. Everyone else is just, like, Sebulba, you know? And then this long one must be Ben Quadraneros over here.
He did this without training. He was just 9 years old and still a slave.
What did you just say?
Yes. Anakin Skywalker and his mother, Shmi, were both slaves.
But he joined the Jedi Order.
He did. The Jedi took Anakin once they understood the scope of his power. Not his mother, though. Shmi they left in bondage to find her own way.
Of course they did.
Yes, but do you not see? From the very beginning, Vader's life was a crucible, unending toil, an existence in chains. It was what he rose above, the blade in his soul slicing away all that held him back, so he might rise to greatness.
That is a fantastic panel. I love the eyes, the fire reflected in the eyes, and like the falling embers all around. Yeah, the artwork has been so good in this issue. How immediately pissed Kylo is to learn that they were slaves. And then, like, yeah, of course the Jedi just sort of abandoned Shmi. Honestly, that's valid. That's fair. I think I think you have every right to be mad at Qui-Gon for not making sure that Shmi could come too. And don't give me that whole, well, that was the deal he made with Watto. Like, come on. He's a Jedi master. He could have made it happen.
The blade in his soul sliced away all that held him back, so he might rise to greatness. I am sure you can relate, Kylo Ren. You are also very powerful. I would guess that from your earliest days, too, walked a path of pain.
Wow. Look at this. Look at all these little micro scenes. This is exactly the stories that I have been wanting from Lucasfilm to be telling. Instead of all the fun we're having with The Mandalorian, I wanted to be seeing Ben Solo grow up into Kylo, and these dinner conversations in like the newly minted, New Republic with bearded Luke hanging out over here, and like Han and Lando, and oh my god, and Ben painting R2-D2. Look at this. Oh, that's adorable. Can't handle it. We need this story. We need this story to be told. We've danced around it so much. It's cool to finally see bits of it like this, though. Of course. Of course I did.
Hey there, friends. See, you're looking at the winner list. Yep, one of our kind actually won the big race once. Anakin Skywalker.
Been hearing that name recently. Skywalker, I mean.
Yeah, word is Luke Skywalker took out an entire First Order fleet all by himself.
Is that what you heard?
Probably. Anyway, this has been a nice little chat. But we're gonna take your credits now.
Welcome to fucking Tatooine, man. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why the Boonta Eve isn't raced here anymore.
Keep your hands up and away from your weapons. Make it tough for us and we'll take your lives too.
Ah, jeez. I love that they are like player 1, player 2, player 3. We've got the purple guy, the yellow guy, and the green guy. I love it when people wear like semi-monochromatic like outfits, but then there's a group and they're all color-coded. It's so classic, like, video game feeling to me. These hands are weapons. I bet you felt very cool saying that, didn't you? Didn't you, Ben?
What the? What's happening? What are you doing?
Oh, damn. Okay. That's pretty brutal. Taking a DH-17 to the face from your best friend, your partner in crime, makes it so much worse.
Go away now and spread the word. Don't talk about Luke Skywalker. Talking about Luke Skywalker can get you killed. Now, Vade, tell me, I want a name. Who is the person who owned my grandfather?
That's just... Man, now you're just being salty. Look at this. He's erasing Anakin Skywalker's winning record from the pod race. Come on, man. Empires rise and fall, but pod racing is forever. Okay, here we go. Watto. It's happening. It's finally happening, guys.
This was the shop of Watto, your grandfather's final owner. A Toydarian junk dealer.
It's ruined. Vader must have returned here. See, this is the page that we saw. This is what...
Wait, no, little Annie, no!
That's what happened. Taking his revenge.
No, my prince. Your grandfather was focused on other things. He did not kill Watto.
Oh. Okay. Hashtag Watto lives. Somehow, Watto has returned.
But the Toydarian was not Anakin Skywalker's only owner. Watto acquired your grandfather from a Hutt named Gardula. Yet she lives. Or she yet lives. She has a fortress in the wastelands.
This should not be the story. This should be erased. He'd rather just erase his own history because he's ashamed of the roots that he comes from and the fact that any ancestor of his was ever a slave. He doesn't... It's not enough for Kylo Ren to feel like he has the power. He needs to feel like everyone in his family has always had the power. And just like the knowledge that Anakin, that someone that he idolizes, that he looks up to so much, was absolutely powerless, was owned by another person. Like that's... He's so ashamed of that, and he doesn't want anyone to know. Because it diminishes his own feeling of strength so much. Sick. This is so Anakin. Look at him. Racing across the dune seas. You can hear the Duel of the Fates behind him and everything.
He is coming. Be ready. He seems...
Vane, who the fuck are you? Are you talking to Gardula? I knew this scheming droid was scheming.
He is coming. Be ready. He seems... angry.
Look at that face. Oh man, he does. He looks pissed. Let's go. What? That's Gardula's fortress? That is awesome. Is this all sand? Is this like sculpted sand? It looks like roots. Roots of like a tree or maybe rock. Could it be rock that's been like shaped by super intense wind? Either way, this is a phenomenal page. Look at this. I wish they'd add this sort of stuff to Star Wars Outlaws so I could go explore it, you know?
I'd keep riding, Chief. We don't have any guests on the list tonight. Unless you want to stay for dinner.
Nice. Twin Rancors at the gate. Gardula's not messing around.
You're not hearing me, boy. You ain't getting it. Another step and you die.
I hear you. I don't need to take another step. Is he gonna throw it? Is he gonna saber throw 2 Rancors somehow? I can kill you from here. Damn. And we're running and we're jumping and... we're quipping! Hello. Oh, damn. Oh, wow. It's small. I don't know if you can see that, but he's straight up... Yeah, that man is bisected. God, Kylo, you're an animal. I love it. Yeah, kill the weak ways, but not the poor Rancors. Oh, right through the head. I guess that's what they get for, you know, being enslaved to Gardula. Should have thought of it. And then look at this perspective. That's cool. He's like cutting his way through the door. Here we go. Okay, so here's Gardula the Hutt with an entirely weak-way crew, looks like. Ooh, and a cute little pet thing. I wonder what that is. It looks like an owl bear made of bubbles.
You certainly wanted to see me rather badly, didn't you, little one? You treated my Rancors with great disrespect. I'll expect you to pay me back.
Expect whatever you want. I'm not responsible for the choices of your idiot guards. They should have let me pass. I owe you nothing. You are Gardula?
I am. Are you here to discipline me, you worm? Were you sent to stop me from reclaiming my former glory? I suppose I should be flattered that I am considered enough of a threat to be chastised by whomever employs you. But you will not stop me. Gardula will rise again.
I am not here because of what you do. I am here because of something you did.
Ah, revenge, is it? Do tell. These stories are always entertaining.
Once, you owned my grandfather. When he was young.
That is no crime. Not in Hutt space. Not now, and certainly not then. What is your name, worm?
My name doesn't matter. Neither does his. The past dies. That's all that matters. I will tell my own story. You will not be part of it.
This is tiresome. Take him!
Oh, Gardula, I don't think it's going to be that easy. All at once. All at once, he just charges in. He's fully doing his Battlefront move right now. Like the special ability where you can leap out. Amazing. Look at that. What? What is this? No! The pet? The little salacious crumb dude that Gardula has is force sensitive.
The Force is weak with you.
Weak? How dare you, you little... Ah! You just got handled.
Did you really think, after what happened to Jabba, I would not take my own precautions against those who use the Force?
Interesting. Okay, so you got yourself a little force-sensitive pet as protection. This is very similar to in Legends with Thrawn and his Ysilamari that he would keep just hanging out because it nullifies, force activity around him. Gardula's just fighting fire with fire. She's like, no, just get me a little pet that'll laugh at my jokes and force push intruders, and we're good.
You came here because you didn't like your grandfather's story. Thought you could kill the past. It's not that easy, my young friend. The truth is, your grandfather's story. It's your story now, too.
Damn. To be continued, look what you've gotten yourself into, Kylo, my boy. And they found a way to get his shirt off, and we're only 2 issues in. I know what you're doing. This was a fun one. I really like that we're finally getting to see a look at Gardula, the Hutt's operation. And, I think this is the only, permanent Hutt stronghold outside of Jabba's palace that we've really spent any time at now on Tatooine. So, I want to go back and just look at that building again, because that was such a cool architectural addition. Something about it feels like, if not Ralph McQuarrie, then certainly Doug Chiang. This feels like one of Doug Chiang's sketch designs that didn't quite make it in. I want to go back and look at concept art for different buildings from the prequel trilogy, because I feel like this was unused. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. With 2 Rancors guarding the gate. Yeah, this was a really, really fun issue. I'm not sure. I think issue number 3 is coming in about 2 weeks here. And in the meantime, we have the High Republic Super Stream coming up. More info about that on Discord, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been Comics with Katarn. Today we read through Legacy of Vader, issue number 2. Next up, issue 3. Kylo Ren looking very pretty on this one. Look at that. He's got some great makeup on it. His hair's all long. And look, there's Vader just looming in the background. That's what you love to see. Yeah, the art style has been really popping in these last few issues of this. This is just a good-looking comic. When it's finished, I think I want to get it for the shelf. But thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been Comics with Katarn. I'll be back next week with more blind reads of Star Wars comics. Thanks again, and as always, may the Force be with you.